Hello. In this video, I'm going to do a brief overview of the last 5 videos just to kind of run through everything all together to jog your memory of all the different tools that we went over. So, and this one's going to be a lot quicker than the rest. So let's do it. So first we went over shapes, and shapes are in your toolbar here. Click and hold, you've got rectangle, rounded rectangle, ellipse, polygon, line, and custom shape tool. I'm going to just skip to custom shape, and in your tool options bar, really important with any of the shape tools is to select pixel right here. Don't use path, don't use shape, just pixel. And then choose the shape that you want. So you've got all these different shapes, and we'll go with the elephant. And we'll make a new layer and draw our elephant. Switch the color there. Okay, and remember, Shift fixes the size. Space bar allows you to move it while you're in the middle of drawing it. And Alt makes it so it draws from the center of the shape instead of from the corner. Okay. And you can even hold all three at once. So that is shape, and the next thing we'll look at is the paint bucket. And the paint bucket is right down in the middle of your toolbar. Click and hold on that right there and go to paint bucket, and we're gonna hide all these. The paint bucket fills in areas of your image with the color of your choosing from your foreground color here. So if I click on the elephant, boom, it'll fill it in green. If I click, just get a different color there. If I click outside of the elephant, it'll fill the area around it, again with the foreground color. Next, the gradient tool. So in the same tool, click on there and you'll find the gradient tool. And a few things about the gradient tool is we can select the colors of the gradient, and there's lots of preset colors. You can also click here and set the colors manually. So you can choose your own color by double clicking on those boxes and changing the color, or just click anywhere below the color line and it'll make a new box. If you want to get rid of one, just click and drag it away. When you're ready, click OK. And remember that the gradient does not fill in areas, it just fills in the whole screen. So you might want to make a new layer. And there's lots of different gradients you can choose from as far as the shape. So there's all of these here. You can play around with those. I'll just grab the mirror there for now. And you can also then, so that's the gradient tool, and you can also change the blend mode of your gradient tool and of your layer. So let's check out the blend mode here. Ooh, oh, I like that. Okay, so we'll go with lighten. And there's some really interesting things happening there with the blend modes, which changes how this layer interacts with this layer visually. And then this blend mode changes how my my gradient tool interacts with what's already there on the canvas, and you can see that that can create really interesting effects as well. And then lastly, we'll look at the clipping mask. So I'm going to make a new layer once again. I'm going to hide these two just to start fresh and go to, we'll just stick with that elephant for now. And the clipping layer is a new layer. Hold down Alt, click in between this layer and the layer below it, and it clips it, which means it indents it. It also means that whatever I draw on this layer will only be visible where this layer is already visible. And we can see that by, let's do a gradient again. This time when I draw a gradient, it will only show up inside the elephant, even though you can see it's filling up the whole layer. Because it's clipped, it only shows up where this layer has visual information. And you can see that no matter how many gradients I make, it only shows up where the elephant is in this layer. So those are the main things that we went over in our last few videos. And I encourage you to experiment with those and play around and see what you can do with them and have lots of fun. And show me your work. I'd love to see it. I will see you later.